We are alive for way too long. Like, if if according to like family history and all such, if I were to just live out my natural lifespan and like not kill myself or anything, I am likely going to be alive till my mid 80s. And that's a legitimately terrifying thought to me. Like, sometimes I'll have these small little crises when I see a person in their 40s, and I'll just think like, holy fuck, this person has like walked this earth for 20 or so more years than I have. They've been drawing breath for twice as long as I have, and they're not even halfway done with this shit. Like, they've still got fucking time to go, and that that scares me. I think like, what could I possibly do with this time, you know? Why would I have this much time? And like, I understand people who like have ambitions and such. I talk to some people who, you know, the things they want to accomplish, the things they want to do could not be accomplished in, 3, 4 lifetimes unless they work their fucking ass off. And I understand. I understand when those people can't like fully grasp how I feel here, but I am a relatively ambition-free person. Like, everything I want to have done in my life, I could realistically have done by the time I'm 30. Uh, and then, after I'm 30, I've got like, after it's like, oh yeah, I'm in my 30s, I've done everything I've set out to do, you know? It's like another 55 years, because you shouldn't kill yourself once you're in your 30s, because that's frowned upon. But I don't know. So that loops me into the actual topic of what we're going to refer to as the stasis. Now, the idea of the stasis comes from when I, in high school, would walk to school. It would take me about 40 minutes to walk to school and, another 40 minutes to walk home. And when I would walk, I would, put my headphones in, stick the iPod on shuffle and just go, you know. My head would almost be empty the entire time, I would just be almost flowing on autopilot, you know. And, as soon as I got home from school, or as soon as, like, I arrived at the school in the morning, you know, 5 minutes after walking through that door, almost the entirety of that walk would be just, gone, erased from my head. That's, because of course, like, I was running on autopilot, there was no active thought going into what I was doing because I had just done it so many times. It's nearly like I was asleep. Uh, and I found that interesting. There was, at the end of the day, there was like 80 minutes of that day between the walking that I just didn't remember. There was 80 minutes of my own day that I might as well not have been there for. You know, uh, it was almost like, I was in a form of stasis. The brain had, I'm saying a lot, I'm going to cut that out. The brain had been put on pause until this task was over. And I found that interesting because it's like, wow, this solves the problem, going on autopilot. If I can just spend a good portion of my life on autopilot, you know? They're, uh, a good portion on autopilot that addresses the problem of me having too much time, you know? Fuck, I said it again. Because if I've only got like 30 years of activity in me, realistically, if I run my life in a way where like I'm only cognizantly active for 30 years out of the total, which is, I know, a tad unrealistic, but a boy can dream, that would be fucking swell. Um, Now to get into our double real topic, a thing I got, fuck, goddamn, this is too rambly, I'm gonna kill release it anyway, fine. Okay, so, I got in an argument in a chat I was in, uh, one of those fancy crow chats, about my liking 5 out of 10 shows. You know, what I call 5 out of 10 shows. And these shows are like things that they aren't bad, they aren't good, they just leave zero impact on me. And the one I brought up as an example was this one show called Okami-san and Her Seven Companions. Uh, and from this show, I in high school, probably my sophomore year, I sat down, you know, put it on my laptop, and I watched the entirety of this show in a single sitting, uh, start to finish, no breaks, maybe pissed once or twice, but you catch the drift. And the next day, you know, that show was just so lackluster, so ungodly or I gather it was mediocre because, you know, the next day I wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, I watched that show last night. What the fuck was it about? You know, what the fuck happened in that show? Like, the entirety of that show had just blipped from my conscious, you know? Like, it had left so little of an impact on me that I recall that I watched it. Like, I recall that that was a thing that happened, and, like, maybe a character design or two from it, but other than that, everything about that show, gone. And I'm just thinking, like, holy fuck, you know? That's, like, I think it was like a 12 episode show, so that's like 3 hours of my life just gone. 3 hours in the stasis. And that's fucking incredible to me, because I thought that, like, the stasis could only come from things like, you know, walking to school or washing dishes or, like, making my bed in the morning, because, you know, they're just tasks I've done so many times that it almost runs on autopilot. But this was a piece of art that could recreate that experience I was feeling, you know, on first time, you know. Fuck, I'm doing that you know thing again. I'm gonna cut out my fucking. All right, chilling out. Okay. Um, you know, I've had a handful of other shows. Whose name I think that a corpse buried underneath Sakurasu's feet. That gave me a similar experience where, like, you know, I was watching that seasonally, and I dropped it like mid-season because, you know, it had just left so little of an impact on me that I just forgot it existed. And then, you know, one day I'm like, I think I like saw an image of it somewhere, and I'm like, oh yeah, fuck, you know, that show kind of looked pretty. I liked the main girl of that, and I watch it all the way through again, and um, you know, next day, boom, it's gone from my memory. You know, I think I recall one scene from that entire show. Um, but you know, that's just another 3 hours of the existence that I was in the stasis. Um, Now for our triple real topic, flip-flop on this. Is this something that needs to be fixed? Like, do I need to be fixed on this? seeking the stasis an unhealthy thing? Like, should I not be seeking out, you know, literature, games, movies, television that impacts me so little? Should I be seeking out these things that just give me this feeling of non-existence post their consumption, you know? I don't think I do, because I don't see the harm in it. Like, as far as I'm concerned, like, I have so many fucking hours to go, you know? Losing 3 hours here and 3 hours there, you know? That's nothing, you know? Fuck, I need to kill this you-know habit. I need to kill it with fucking fire. Alright, we're calm, we're fine. Okay. Um, I should cut those. You're not gonna edit, you lazy. Shut the fuck up. Alright, we're cool, fine. But, like, that's it. I just wanted to get this, get my thoughts out. Apologies for the rambly nature of this, and my repetitions and the such. Yeah.